Yeah, good day. Welcome back to the channel. I have a new lily growing up there. I have to remember to take a picture when that blooms out so I can put it. There was a couple of blooms that was just over on the other side I didn't take a picture of, so I don't have one to show you right now. But like I say, there's that lily growing up there. I'm not noticing any more right now. But you take this behemoth of a grapevine and it poked his head way up above that, eh? And I got a few more, so I'll have to zoom in here. That's oregano there, and then I've got that's a mallow, valley mallow or something, whatever the pink one is. Lemon balm has flowered actually, and some of the flowers are fading, but they're a little bit relative to the stinging nettles and the other nettles, eh? So sometimes when they flower, they kind of almost look like a dead nettle. I don't know how that tart got there, but that's okay. I was mowing around, of course, and this is starting to look really nice. And you see, I mean, you come up to here, right, and you got all this mint, and at a distance, like, is that a bunch of stinging nettles? But no, this is all mint growing here. And then on that side, so tons, but it's been so hot. So along with the heat, I could only go out for a few minutes and poke around. Then I had to get back in and cool off because it was getting up like 35 degrees. And humidex of 40. So I can't put up with that very long. I'm not used to high temperatures, eh? But even the people down in there, this rose bush, check this out. I mean, that's new buds. Of course, the ones that are gone, they're all turning to rose hips now. But this is going to put out a second flush of flowers, it looks like. With respect to the mowing, yeah, I could only mow a couple at a time anyway, because the batteries are wearing out in my for my lawnmower. And you can, if you have the skill and the courage, you can rebuild those for like 20 bucks, and they're $100 a piece to buy. I believe I have the skill and I have the courage, so I'm going to order the cells and rebuild them. Anyway, this ladder is here because we did get a couple cool days, cool enough, that I could get up and redo the shingles up here. And the ladder was still there because then we had some rain, and but then it was stinking hot again. And there is a couple spots up there that I want to put tar on, and that's why this bucket is here. It's staying out in the warm and keeping in. If I kept it in the shed, it would be cold, right? But still, when it's 34 degrees, you can't really, I mean, it's just going to go really runny. And so I want it soft and easy to apply, but not something that's just going to flow down the roof. Anyway, exciting for the garden. This is brandy wine, right? And you see, I got a tomato there. And they're heirloom, so you're going to get things like this anyway. blemishes on them. They don't grow your nice, just a smooth little orb like some of the newer varieties and the hybrids would do. Of course, this is all shingles that I took off, and once I get the tar done on that, then I'll clean up. Most of the tomatoes now, as fruit fairly well along. This is Lata. I took 4, I think was yesterday, and one day, a couple of days before. And the one a couple of days before, I just sliced it up and I sprinkled with salt, and I took an, oh boy, was that a good tomato. It was sweet too. And now, of course, so you see I got a stick right here. That stick right there. And so this bunch right here is Lata, and they're all coming ripe of what tomatoes are there, but I do have some small ones here, so it's going to be a long time picking tomatoes from them. The plants aren't growing big and bushy like they were last year, but what plants is there? I've got good bunches of fruit growing on most of them. This one here is starting to ripen up, you see? That is Beaver Lodge Slicer. This is the best year. The snowball bush came back. You can see how long it is growing. Now, is that the little worm? It's a beetle of some sort, I guess. Aha. So here's the beetle. And he knows what beetle that is. But it lays its eggs, and then its little larvae so you can see there's still a lot of larvae gets laid on this bush, but each year it's coming back better. And oh, there's 3 right there of the beetles. See that? Oh, another one down right there. See if I got it on the screen. In right there. But once that first flush is passed, then they grow back. I don't know if we'll get another flush this year or not. And as I was saying, because of the battery, I only get a couple of shots with the lawnmower, a couple of bags full, and then I've got to put the battery back on the charge. It doesn't take long to charge it up, but then you're off doing something else, and it's like 3 or 4 hours later, oh yeah, I can get it. Battery should be charged. I can make another poke with the lawnmower. So it takes so blessedly long, eh? When that happens, Berkeley tie-dye, which was, taste-wise, I was very impressed with last year. Doesn't have many, but it's got fruit coming. And this is a mortgage lifter, so this will be my first time tasting a mortgage lifter tomato. This one over here is in the big bunch of tomatoes here, eh? What's the name of this one? This is early Siberian. Okay, so I've never showed you early Siberian before because it's, I don't know if I've ever had it grown. But here it is. Big, huge cluster. So if you got that plant growing good, because the plants aren't growing as good as they were last year, like I said, you get an awful lot of tomatoes off of early Siberian. So here's another plant over here, and you see it's got a nice big cluster there. Some plants, you don't have to do anything with them at all, really. The only thing with these, see, so I got this stick, this frame put around them so they won't lay out on the ground this year. And, well, the frame got knocked down here, so you can see how they're laying out. I got to put a good frame up around, and then once in a while, like come spring or late fall, you can cut down the foliage and then pull out a bunch of the other plants that you don't want growing in among them, and that's it. Liatris is a beautiful little flower, but if that's all big as they grow, I mean, this is my only experience with Liatris, that I put them in the right place. You put them by, this is by the post beside the driveway, right? And it's really good in the front of a bed or around by your driveway post or something like that. Beautiful flower. Echinacea flowers are just starting to come now. They get, of course, much huger than that. The eggplant is not growing very well. Now see, this is the only green part. I'll take this grass out of there and then be able to see the thyme better. It's left on this thyme, but once it's obviously growing again, no, there's some more over here. So once it's obviously growing again, then I can cut back all of this dead stuff. But as I said, the eggplants aren't doing that well. That's the straight 8 cucumber is doing well, and of course the oregano that I put down here is doing well. Now Aunt Molly's ground cherry, they're coming along. And they've grown quite a bit since I showed you them last. And there is quite a few flowers on them now. So that's exciting. Yeah, those two are doing well. That one there is not doing so well. But that one over there is doing well. And the echinacea, that's the best echinacea out front, I think. And I have another Liatris right here. Going along the outside of the front fence here now, because there's a serviceberry right here. Now, there's not many berries on it, and I don't know who's going to get them first, me or the birds. But you see, I checked the berries that are growing here, and they don't seem to be infected with that rust fungus. Hearing the rain start again, but hopefully I get to finish the video. Now, let's look at this. This is kind of what it's supposed to look like. If it flowers, it can flower better than this. I've seen them in other places. But this is why it's called smoke bush, because once you get the flowers done and they're past, you get this smoky, wispy look to them. And so it done pretty good this year. I'll probably wait until September, October or something, I guess, to take the edge trimmer and trim that back a bit. Hold the excitement. Let's go over here first. Yeah, these cloth bags are no good for me, I don't think, but look what I got here. Another little one growing here. Whole bunch of flowers. chocolate pepper. Let's go back here. Don't know why this one feels so dry, but peppers. Peppers are okay. So this is Elma paprika. I want to find out what. Oh, there we are. That's California Wonder. And I have 3 peppers growing on California Wonder. Couple not growing there. That's Elma paprika there. And these have been here a long time. Now they're turning light yellow. And eventually they'll turn red. My research says it's best to let them turn red on the plant. But if you really wanted to, you could pick them and let them ripen off the plant. And check this out. Nice straight one there. That, yeah, the tag is here somewhere. Don't remember the name, but what do we got? I just counted 13 peppers on that plant. Lovely. California Wonder's still coming. Of course, it's been stinking hot, so they wouldn't be growing all that much, I would say. Now, of course, we've got the first week of August here, so going forward, they'll probably take right off now. We shall see. This is only the second year for me growing Jerusalem artichoke here of any amount, so it's yet to be seen how well they grow. I'm going to leave them for another little bit. These are Market More cucumber. Now, what I want to mention here, though, I was coming along, and when you get to the hedge like this, it's hard to get the lawnmower in there. And there was a bunch of big leaves growing here. And I pulled them off, and I just threw them in here. And then I come by, and right now, you see, this plant, this leaf got knocked off somehow and is dying, and you got some slugs around it. I came by and there was like 8 or 10 slugs around the plants, the leaves that I had thrown in there. And while they're at it, they bit off this. But now I think if I didn't put those big leaves in there, they wouldn't be here, because I don't notice any of this. And then in other areas, there was no slugs, just around where I had thrown in those big leaves. So we're thinking about that. And that's a funny looking cucumber in there now, isn't it? Supposed to be a Market More. That's all I planted there. This one's coming along. I haven't pollinated any female squash plants yet, but we're getting the flowers coming along. And I missed that one I think I already showed you. I've got to check them every morning now to make sure I don't miss any, because it's getting later and we don't know when the first frost is going to be. But in my experience, it's good to have like 2 months before your first frost after you've pollinated the flower. The cherry here was taken by something. Of course, we've got the tent caterpillars here. I picked the black currants, the golden raspberries. They're getting ripe. I think my first picking was 519 grams, and then the second time I come out, it was just a little bit for a small bowl for a snack. But if I walk among there now, I'd probably get a significant amount. You see that where I was in there among the patch, getting them. Oh, leaf in the way. That's golden raspberries. I don't guess you can, well, you might be able to see them. It's hoverflies. There's like 10 or 15 just hanging around there. Anyway, we're underneath the cherry tree, and some bird came and took all the cherries. So I guess I don't get any cherries this year, except for the couple that was lower down that I picked and ate as I was walking by. You see? Hoverflies. Great pollinators they are. This is Doc. I did check it out. They're like 10% protein or something, the seeds on those. But this is what it's like now, basically. Wait for a dry day and come out and collect all that seed. And for the most part, like I said before, you're looking for a fiber thing. But you can grind out, you can also toast them, I understand. So I've got to look into that, seeing about just toasting the seeds as they are and see what they're like. A little note, you see these black caterpillars on the stinging nettles? That's painted lady butterfly they turn into. Plant is growing here nicely, but I don't have any pollinated yet. I've been picking away here. I've got I'd say 3 kilograms already. If I wasn't out yesterday. And yeah, it's a ton to be picked. I got to come out again now before I edit this video and just pick what I can. But I've got a lot of stinging that was pulled out. And the last time I was there picking, I got way in around there. And I was right in close to those stinging nettles. There's only one little bit over there that I can't reach now. And that's where those stinging nettles are, right there. That's why the stinging nettles is there, because I couldn't get reached in there any sense. This apple tree, it's actually 2 apple trees. And it looks like the one on this side has a lot more apples on it than this one over here. But this one does have some. Looks kind of nice from this direction. Everything's growing beautifully. Bees sure love the lavender. Those potatoes in back there still looking super green, whereas these out here are a little lighter. The very first ones I planted, they're starting to fade away, so I'll be able to dig some potatoes soon. Got some lettuce growing really nicely. So that's nice sized lettuce. I should cut it and use it as a salad. The blueberry plants are growing wonderfully over here. Yeah, I've been getting other areas done, and this area is kind of gone by the wayside. I gotta get here and pull up a lot of this lemon balm and dry it. But the cole crops are doing nice. I got a bunch more dock seed to harvest here. See, they're all doing actually quite beautifully from what I've had in the past, right? I've always had trouble growing cole crops, and what the moose had ate, they come back. That looks like a cauliflower starting to grow there. Oh, it might be that Veronica one, that green one. It's not a huge head, but hey, it's a head of broccoli. Oh, the rain's coming on fairly arid now. I might have to go in. Let's get down around here and look what I have once I get the camera pointed in the right direction. A little cucamelon growing. There might be more. Oh yeah. I gotta put this one back up so that he's up on the trellis, not growing out the way I don't want him to grow. But can you see him? Another one in behind. Don't know if there's any more, but I got two little cucamelons growing there. Oh, and there's another one down there. Hopefully they do well and I get to taste the cucamelon this year. This is the yellow straight neck. There's no male flower open to pollinate this one, but it looks like that one down there got pollinated. So that's nice. I picked, oh dear, that one's gone way too far. Look at how big it is. Just a minute, I'll get it out. You're not supposed to be letting cucumbers go that long. Hopefully, still taste good. But I'm going to make pickles out of them. As I was saying, I picked 4 cucumbers one day, and I picked another one another day, which was gone, in my opinion, too far, but he wasn't this far. The first one I picked, I just ate, so that was 5, and this one here makes 6. And then maybe I'll pick that one down there that I done a close-up of tomorrow. But I'm going to make pickles, and of course I have dill growing here. I'm going to make dill pickles. So I've got them in the fridge, and I need to get some dill and some garlic. But there's still flowers coming and cucumbers being set, so I'm going to have a lot of pickles. I'm going to turn them all into sandwich pickles because the way I eat don't lend itself to eating regular pickles. Like I wouldn't take out a bottle of pickles and have some with each meal, right? So before, when I had pickles, then they kind of just sat there. Not because I don't like them. I really like bread and butter pickles and dill pickles and that, but the garlic are getting close to getting done, and they don't last all year. So the garlic I had in the house, I had to turn them into powder, the last I had left. And the recipe I had for dill pickles was saying put in a clove of garlic, so I had to take that with me and do that recipe. So I have them both put right there now. Now this one, you see, I mean, they're not big onions, but they're growing into harvestable onion. I get a harvest, right? And not one bolted. Now let's go over here. These are bolted. And let's see if there's anything coming of them. Yeah. They're getting along. So I might have a harvest. We'll see. Beets are growing lovely, like I said last time. Turnip is growing lovely. Jacob's cattle beans. I've got a lot of beans on it. And now, okay, these 4 beds. I tell you what I did. I took some of the rutabaga seed I had, and I just sowed them, sprinkled them out. And I took some carrot seed. Now, you wouldn't expect carrot seed up, because this was only like 5 days ago or something. And then I mowed up some of the meadow, and I put over a layer just enough to shade the soil. So the seed are sitting on top of the soil, and then there's just this little skim of mulch over the top. So, the fact that the rutabaga seed didn't sprout earlier the year wasn't the seed. They're pretty much everyone coming up. Now, like I say, I wouldn't expect carrots of the ones that I sowed, but there's a couple right there. So is that of the ones I sowed? But, and here's another one. And another one. So the carrot seeds are sprouting as well. Another one there. Wow, this is exciting. So I have to come out now. Yeah, I can see them sprouting all over. I have to come out and be constantly thinning that out until they get to the right distance apart. But now, I'm saying that little skim, because when people they have trouble germinating carrots. I don't know if you know, but they put like a board over the top or a piece of cardboard or something until the carrots sprout. Then they take it off. And I thought, well, if I put a little skim of mulch like this over it, it'll shade the soil, but it won't stop a seed from growing up through it. There's not enough there to stop a seed from growing up through. The bed of disappointment that was a disappointment in the last few years, all the rutabaga seed are coming up that I threw over it. And is there any carrot seed? I'm not seeing any right now. I did the same thing here. Now, so over there, that's a lot of grass in that one. But on this side, it was mostly broadleaf stuff that I was mowing. And when it dried out, it just shriveled right up. So it looks like it's not as well mulched. But I did do it just as much. Just like I say, they shriveled up. And look at the turnip seed, the rutabaga seed. They're popping up like crazy everywhere. And we go over to this bed, which was, there's a little bit of grass in it, but mostly all the broader leaf stuff. And rutabaga seed popping up everywhere. So between that and the carrot seed that I spread over there, I'll get something. And the other thing about here, we did get a couple of flowers coming in on the strawberry plants. And there's a couple over there that are open. And of course the potato plants near, this is the last of the potato plants, so they do have some yellowing on them though. So I don't know how soon they're going to be when they start to fade. But I wouldn't expect them to start to fade for another at least a week. So the biggest excitement in the garden now, these 4 beds and the tomatoes are ripening and peppers are growing. So last year we didn't get our first frost until the middle of October. If our first frost don't come till the middle of October this year, and I can keep these mulched properly, I still got a chance of getting a good harvest. So I am super excited. I think I'll end the video here, but before I do, I was over and checked the blueberries. The blueberries are getting ripe, but there's not very many, so I'm not going to have many blueberries this year. The apple tree up on the cliff there, that's got quite a few apples on it, so I'll get a decent apple harvest. Hide the red apples, they do have signs of that fungus on them, so I don't know, we'll wait and see how bad that gets, I guess. I mean, today it's awfully humid, and if this humidity sticks up, well, that's good for fungal growth, right? And so that was today's harvest. 4.5 liters of red raspberries, almost 1.5 liters of golden raspberries, 2 fully grown cucumbers, the tomatoes, and the garlic. But I hope you found it exciting as I did and liked the video. Don't forget to hit that like button. Leave me a comment if you can. And I shall see you in the next video.